Hey guys, welcome to Game 3 of the Armory 16-player shootout hosted by Onslaught. We have Prolink going Evan going 2-0 against Prolink right now in a TBT mirror match, and Evan right now is spawning in the 6 o'clock position as the red Terran, Prolink in the 2 o'clock position as the pink Terran. So right now, Evan, right off the bat, has a huge color advantage. As everyone knows, pink is the weakest color out of all the colors right now, and red is just a stronger version of pink. So we will see how that is going to affect him this early on in the game. Right now, both players looking to play standard right now. Probably going to go 10 Supply Depot and the 11, or just 10 Supply Depot. What am I saying? Prolink actually building his Supply Depot there. Very interesting. Not choosing to wall off or actually building it near his mineral line. He does waste that time for the SEV to walk all the way over here and all the way back compared to just building his Supply Depot right there. So right now we see a refinery before barracks. So Evan looks like he's going to do some Terran shenanigans, and by Terran shenanigans I obviously mean Reapers, because Terrans early game don't have that many shenanigans. But anyway, getting that refinery, no barracks yet for Evan, and it looks like Prolink is putting down his barracks right now near the entrance, but not at the entrance. You always want to leave a little bit of space so your units can get a little concave against the enemy as they rise up. Right now, Evan is actually trying to wall off with a barracks right now, so that looks pretty interesting. I guess he does not want Prolink to see that refinery right now. He actually has enough to put down a tech lab and build a Reaper right off the bat. So it looks like that is what he is either going to do, or rushing factory tech and possibly going Hellion Harass or Starport. So we will see how Evan decides to play this out depending on what he sees from Prolink. Evan right now has yet to send out a scout, and that SCV is doing an epic one-on-one battle with Prolink's SCV, and that SCV by Evan does take it down and build a supply depot as a reward or a memorial on that dead SCV's body by Prolink. Evan right now putting a factory, so it looks like he will be going a quick starport, probably going to put a tech lab somewhere down and then swap the factory, swap the Stargate for the Barracks' tech lab. There is the tech lab coming up, so he looks like he is going for either early Banshee or just a quick factory with Marauders. Evan right now in a huge economic lead, 17 Harvesters versus Prolink's 13. Prolink does have an orbital command, so their minerals are about even just because of that mule. And Prolink looks like he is going for a quick factory too, but he only has he seems to have much less supply than Evan, so I'm not really sure what Prolink has been doing currently. Oh, it's probably because there's the barracks lifting off right now. Maybe, no, actually Evan is going for a tech lab on that factory, so probably going to see some siege tank use, or maybe Hellion Pre-Igniter for that worker harass, and there goes that starport. So Evan is going Banshees. He just loves to go with that Banshees. I've seen him play Banshees almost every single goddamn game against Zerg. It is so annoying. But anyway, this is a Terran versus Terran matchup. What am I saying? Right now we have a factory going up for Prolink with that tech lab attachment, so probably going to go siege tank as well. This is going to turn into a huge turtle fest. Gotta see which player can break that turtle. Those siege tanks just did get recently nerfed in the recent patch, but it's 50 damage, and that splash is still extremely devastating. It looks like he is just opting for that straight siege tech for Prolink right now, so he is going to be turtling up and probably going to build some kind of army. We shall have to see. He only has one barracks right now and one factory, so it does not look like he is committed to much except for mass marines currently from that single barracks with that reactor. And looks like Evan is currently a little bit supply locked right now. He's not doing anything about it. I'm going to get that tech lab research as well. Oh, there's a supply in the corner. No players looking to expand right now. Evan is in a slight economic lead with 5 more harvesters, and it looks like Evan has a lower income lead because all he has is 1 siege tank and 1 marine, and Prolink does have these 6 marines, but it does not matter. Those 6 marines will not be able to push up this walled off ramp by Evan, and looks like Evan is getting a tech lab right now, so he is going... Nope, actually that is a reactor. He might be going Vikings first. Or a medevac drop, so that'll be interesting. Evan is right now actually putting the supply depots at the edges of his base just to get the vision in case Prolink does decide to do any drops, and Prolink is doing the exact same with his supply depots as well. So very knowledgeable players know what Terran likes to do, which is drop medevacs into the sides of the base and then come in and kill your harvest and that kind of stuff. So very knowledgeable players against Terran as they... Oh, it looks like one of the spectators right now is lagging Ethereal, and he is not lagging anymore. Evan putting that marine there just to prevent any expo making, and seeing what kind of army is coming out right now. So Prolink does kill that marine, but Evan does see his 11 marine army and that single siege tank with siege tech. But right now Evan has 3 siege tanks with siege tech, so that is going to destroy any marines that he decides to come in. And Evan right now putting down an expansion No expansion yet for Prolink, and he has a reactor too, so they're both going Vikings against Vikings. Kind of interesting, because they're both anticipating each other to get Banshees, but they've both gone one step farther and gotten Vikings, so those Vikings are only good against the other player's Vikings. Right now, it does look like Evan's army is a little bit better than Prolink's army, and Evan also has a huge economic advantage, actually. 8 Harvesters more than Prolink, so Prolink really needs to get much better saturation on these Harvesters. It looks like he is building a few Harvesters right now, and he is getting another supply depot. He actually put down that engineering bay preemptively, not really getting any deals upgrades, just for that missile turret, because he does not want to get Banshees again, like the previous game. Right now, it looks like Prolink will be doing a Viking siege tank marine push. The Vikings are going to take out all their Vikings, and they are going to spot for the siege tank while the siege tanks are in siege tech. So we will see how Prolink or Evan does decide to defend against this. And it looked like those guys were in range of the siege tank. Didn't know why they didn't fire. But let us see. I think Prolink definitely does see the siege tanks. Oh my god. Prolink definitely does see the siege tanks, and his first siege tank gets owned quickly. Evan right now with 2 Vikings in Prolink's base, just scouting out everything, just seeing what he has to do, and that Viking is getting shot by that single Viking from Prolink, and looks like Prolink's just spawned Viking will go down. Right now, Evan is still leaving these Vikings in the base, and it looked like Prolink tried to push in a little bit, but it was futile, as these siege tanks in siege tech are just way too powerful. They had to be nerfed, and it was done, but I don't know if they were nerfed too hard or if they are still buff. Right now, Prolink's turret is making short work of that Viking. That Viking, oh my god, that Viking dodged that Prolink's turret, and that Viking does look like it will be going down. Apparently, you can dodge air or ground-to-air missiles if you transform, so it's pretty interesting. Anyway, 31 Harvesters to Prolink's, only 20 Harvesters. Let's look at Evan actually expanded during that, getting an orbital command at the island expansion. Not sure if that is the wisest, but he does have the Vikings there, so they will be able to defend it. I've seen a lot of players actually get the orbital command before they move it, just so that they can store up the energy while it's traveling and actually use it. So he would have, if he actually transformed to orbital command and moved it, then he probably would have had at least 100 energy, if not more. So just a good tip for you Terran players. Evan has 4 siege tanks right now. 1 in non-siege tech, not sure why, and he's getting a few SCVs to repair those damaged siege tanks, getting a missile turret as well. Oh, and Prolink with 16 Marines now dropping into the island. I guess he does see this, and it looks like Evan's... It looks like... I'm lagging right now. What is this? There we go. It looks like Evan's expansion will be shoot off, and all those fresh mules just died. So that was 900 minerals worth of mules, all gone. And Evan must be pissed right now. Oh my god. Let's see if Prolink will be able to kill that orbital command. It does not look like he will be able to. That medevac is single medevac. Cannot transport that many Marines. You Marines are so silly. Oh, that Viking is going to take down medevac, and 8 Marines die in that medevac. So, right now Evan is moving his orbital command back to his natural, and still turtling up like a typical Terran player. Right now, 2 siege tanks. Not in siege mode. Not sure why they're at the edge, but he does have a formidable Viking army. With air superiority, Vikings are an integral part of the Terran versus Terran dynamic, and Evan is actually getting a 3rd expansion hidden in the side, so it looks like Evan is quickly moving up in the economic game right now. Looking at Harvesters, Prolink still only has 20 Harvesters in his base. Not sure why he has so few Harvesters. Even if he has excess minerals, he should be making Harvesters just so he can build a lot more orbital commands and have the opportunity to expand whenever he wants to, but it looks like he will be out macroed soon. And he needs to push out very quickly, or else this game looks like it will be over in Evan's favor. Wow. Still more siege tank. If we look at production, let's take a quick gander at the production. 1 siege tank for Evan, and 2 Marines, and finally a expansion for Prolink. So Prolink getting that extremely late expansion at his natural right now, and not very protected. He doesn't even have his siege tanks at the edge, so Evan could just get some Vikings, land them here, and destroy this right now, but it does not look like he's going to use this. He's going to straight up siege tech push with those Vikings as a spotter. And right now, Evan has 10 Vikings, so huge Viking army against only 4 Vikings from Prolink. And he is quickly out-macroing Prolink at the moment as well. So he's going to do some quick scouting with those Vikings to see if he does have siege tanks on the edge, and Prolink does have siege tanks on the edge, so we will see what Evan decides to do next. I think he's just going to go for straight up air superiority, get rid of those Vikings first, and then go for the slow siege tank quick, as the siege tank is not able to actually see the full length of its range. So if you get rid of all the air,